Oh, okay, this video lesson is going to teach you how to make, and it's the first in the series on how to make, essentially it's an iPhone 2 body with the case it can fit onto, and then the documentation of putting it together. Now, if you'd rather do a newer version of iPhone, or maybe one of the new Android tablets, whatever, that's fine. But if you do that, you're going to have to remember you're going to have to go find the dimensions for everything, and you're going to have to customize it to those dimensions. This is why we use the iPhone 2, because the dimensions are out there and they're easy to get a hold of and use, okay? So here we are. We're in the digital Steam. Now, there's multiple ones we're going to be working our way through. So we have the smartphone, the pooch cooler, the gripper, and then so forth. So I'm going to click here and I'm just going to start. Now, this idea originally came from the Autodesk Steam. I'm going to show you curriculum. All I've done is taken it and broken it down into more steps for you to follow through. So everything in here is all the information explaining why they went through, why they're doing what they're doing. It takes you through. And there's different things. And it takes you through and shows you how to do them. So there's quite a few of them in here. What we're doing is we're simply going to go through. Now, if you want to, you can watch the videos. You can go here. There's plenty of stuff in here. But this is where the idea where it originally came from. Okay, so we're going to start off. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the body. So just like this example here shows, we're going to do the body. It's adapted from Dr. Fiedland's. It's going to be metric, so make sure you do metric. And we're going to draw and create this. So everything that I'm doing, I'm simply following these instructions. I'm going to move this over to the right-hand side. Or do anything else. I'm going to make me a new folder. Call it smartphone. Call it iPhone, whatever you like. See, I already have one that says iPhone case here. So there's everything in there. But you would simply make you a new folder and you want to say it to there. So here's my smartphone. If I use that folder, it would be completely blank. So make you a folder and save everything that you're going to be doing into that folder. All right, we're going to start off anew. Metric part, create. I'm going to create a 2D sketch. I'm just going to pick this plane. Rectangle. That is 115.55. 62.1. I just use that so I can get my perfect center. Doesn't have to be centered. I just find it a lot easier if you do center everything around the origin. Okay, so there's my rectangle. I'm going to extrude it 9 millimeters. And again, I always like to do both directions. So there it is. Create a sketch again on this top. A rectangle the exact same size. And we're going to extrude it 3.3. So now that I have my extrusion 1 and extrusion 2, see, as I click on them, it's there. This is also where I kind of like to change my color, so I'm going to go ahead and change my color now to, I don't know, where's white? So you simply are going to change your materials if you want to. You could change it to, I don't know, walnut if that's what you wanted. Alright, but that's where you change your materials. Alright, now we want to add a 6 millimeter fillet to the edges. Fillet, and this is a 3D fillet, not a 2D. So there's my rounded edges. that you're used to when you're looking at a smartphone. Okay, not a problem. So it's extrusion 1, extrusion 2. Remember, they're still separate. Now on extrusion 2, we're going to add a 4.3 milliliter. So extrusion 2 is selected. I'm going to fill it 4.3. Grab the surface and apply it. So see on the extrusion 2, there's that curved edge. Now we're going to repeat the process and we're going to add an 8 millimeter to extrusion 1. And when I do that, I essentially am getting my body shape for my phone. Okay, good. So there's my bottom that's very curved, and there's my top. And change it again to the color. Whatever color you like, I really don't care. I'm not grading on color. I'm grading on making. Are you able to create it and go from there? So I'm going to create a new sketch on this one. Offset it in. And that should be an offset of 1.065. And I need to draw my circle. Here, I'm going to say it's got an 8.135. It needs to be centered. 9.68. And that looks pretty good. Okay, good. Sometimes you have to double check to make sure it's actually centered. You could also put a point. So you know that it's there, and then you could go back and put your circle off the point. Doesn't really matter as long as we have it on there. And now we're going to extrude it, but we're only going to extrude it 0.2. Because we're making essentially that little area that's the glass part on the smartphone, where your touch screen is at. Okay, good. I'll create yet another sketch. Here, I'm going to draw another circle. And this circle is a diameter of 4. I'm going to extrude cut it again. This one and that one's going to extrude cut 0.4. And then I'm going to add a 2 millimeter 3D fillet to it. Just so it's that smooth, like the button that you push when you're using like your home button. Okay, very good. And now we're going to create another sketch again. Here. Because now we want to make the glass part. So I'm looking and it's a rectangle. That way you're used to it. So that way it looks more like what you see on your screen. Okay, and it is 18 here. Two. And 2. And then from here, if I go to the next slide, it's 8. Okay, so there's my rectangle. And then I'm going to zoom in here a little bit because I'm going to put another rectangle right here. And again, I'm following my PowerPoint. And this rectangle is a 1 and a 10. 1, 10. And it's 4 from the edge. And then I want it centered. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. till I find my center snap. There we go. Should be 5. And that way I know it's perfectly centered on there. That's all I did. I'm going to delete it. That's all I did. It was a point of reference. So it's 1 millimeter thick, total of 10. I made sure it's 0.5 sets each way. This is 4. This one's 8. And now we're going to do a cut extrude down 0.2. So model, extrude. One. Hello, that one it doesn't want to let you pick one. Doesn't matter, but let's, there we go. There we go. That one and that one, extrude cut, 0.2. Okay. Let's change the surface to, I don't know, bubbles, metal, whatever you want to do. So to do that, all I have to do is select in the right-click properties, change it. You can also change it up here. So you could also just go here and go, I don't know, galvanized. Actually, let's do something so we know that it's really different. Oops, close. I want that to be, oh, Endo Pore works for me. Why are you not changing? Properties. Okay, it doesn't change. Fine. If I could change it and mess with it. And now you want to save this. And make sure again it's going into your inventor folder. And it would be going into either your iPhone folder or smartphone and body. Once you've done that, you're done and you're ready to go to the next part. So the next part, we're going to create the upper part of the body, so the sleeve that goes around it, and then we'll create the bottom part, and then we'll put those pieces together.